Greetings, sorry about that, folks. I somehow turned off the camera, which happens to me every so often because that just happens, but we're still working around the eyes of Poe here. So, yeah, well, if you ever wonder if I'm a technical wizard with the recording of this stuff, well, this should tell you I'm not always doing stuff so that it makes perfect sense. It does fail on me every so often. So there you go. This turned into a two-part thing, considering that, I didn't really want it to go super long anyway. So right now, just putting in the fine details that I'd kind of washed away. And some of it I'm going to leave blurry still, just because I like the look of that. Sharpen some things inside the mouth. I think this is where the camera stopped. It was when I was coming back into this. Now, there's a detail that I remember that I just remembered, and that would be there's 3 little dots on either side of his mouth here on the upper lip. So I'm just going to kind of put them in just like that. So not too serious. I don't want them to look like perfect little dots either, so I'm going to kind of streak them a little bit. Kind of some laugh lines, but again, fur doesn't really allow you to do that. But again, we're giving it sort of qualities that we would recognize in human beings. A little bit more darkness in the mouth, define a few of the teeth a little bit more so. And again, this is more in my style, so it's not meant to be exactly like what you'd see in the DreamWorks animation. But it is kind of disappointing that the camera shut off on me. Actually, let's go with a little bit more around the mouth here before I go right to the arms of Poe. I'm just adding some sort of lip creases. Work on the definition of the teeth just a little bit. Let things look a little bit darker in certain areas. So we'll see what Catito thinks of this. The person who requested that I draw this, I should say. Now I'm just adding a little of outlining. I won't go to the inside so much. As I said, I'm going to leave certain things blurry. Oh, and you're probably wondering what I'm doing there. Let's bring this up just a little bit. I'm working on some of the definition of the fist. And then a little bit of the outline of the forearm to the elbow. And I'll make my way here to the shorts. We'll add an extra part of the band here. A little bit more there. I do believe that his shorts are patchwork, but we're not going to worry about that for this doodle. We'll add a little bit more there. A little bit more hip here. Finish off this part of the arm. Well, the next and final thing. Ooh, actually, let's widen out this ear just a little bit here because it seemed to be floating almost precariously. Add a little bit more darkness around this side where the gums would be. A little bit on the thumb here. And again, we'll leave certain things kind of fuzzy. And right up here. It does happen every so often that the equipment I use kind of fails me, but at the same time, I probably more than likely fail the equipment. It's not the worst thing to happen. But I suppose instead of having a 50-minute long video, it's a natural break. Now this is just some messy printing going on here. And don't get too far ahead of me. You probably know what I'm going to be printing here. And I may hit this with a little bit of brush and water as well. Although I kind of like the little messiness of it as well. You there yet? You catch it? You know what's going on? Oh, I'm sure you see it. One of those fun little moments. Make sure that, you know, the character is just kind of true to form. Interesting. Well, I am going to get a little bit of water on that, but I think that should be enough. I think the last video failed at just a little bit more than 28 minutes, and I think under 15 minutes to just sort of finish it up is not the worst thing. So I'm just going to kind of get rid of some of the spots where ink is missing. And then we'll say that it's done in my sketchbook for now. We'll only really work on the lunch part. Poe can cook. Poe can eat. Poe trains. Whenever he sort of goes underneath, well, in a way, he's sort of looked after by Mr. Ping, but it's Master Shifu who takes him under his wing at the Jade Palace and tells him all about well, it's kind of like a prophecy, I suppose, about some sort of like a dragon warrior, a legend, that it is believed that Poe is that legendary figure. So that's cool. And being that there is no panda form or style, it makes them rather unique. All right. That is just messy enough. That's it, folks. I don't know if I need to go that much further than that. I will back this out so you can see the whole thing, although the bottom part is not nearly as finished as the top. Let's see if I can do this. Let's go like that. Anyway, that's it. That's my version of Poe, Kung Fu Panda. And I'm going to zoom back in on the face. You can see the face one more time. And then go roughly to there. Something like that. Anyway, folks, thanks for hanging out. Sorry about the mess up with the camera. That happens with me every so often. I got to figure that stuff out. Lots of zooming going on here. All right. I hope you have a great day. Ciao for now.